Hello everyone, this is Jeff Mazzeo, CMO at Scitara. We recently polled customers asking them what is the biggest challenge that you face in integrating lab data across all the different systems in your organization. And the four possible answers were data formats and standards, data security, lack of resources, and systems interoperability. 82% of the respondents chose either data formats and standards or lack of resources. So in this video, I want to talk about how Scitara can help to address those two challenges. I also will briefly touch on systems interoperability as well. So let's first take the challenge of data formats and standards. That was the number one answer, chosen by 47% of respondents. Probably not surprising that that was the biggest challenge that was cited by most customers because of the fact that the analytical instrument industry is characterized by many vendors having their own standard data formats and standards, which can make systems interoperability, which was the other option, a real challenge. So how can Scitara help here? Well, one of the things that we can do is we can take data in one format, convert it into an intermediary called JSON. And then once it's in that JSON format, we can then convert it to whatever data format is required for where that data is going next. And so regardless of how many different data formats and standards that you might have in your lab today, we can deal with all of them using this strategy. And again, as I said, this really addresses that systems interoperability challenge. In addition, many of our customers want to put their data into a final destination, like a data lake to do analytics, for example. And again, we can put it into whatever format you want in your data lake. Many customers are starting to choose industry standards like the allotrope simple model, which is something that's been put forth recently as a universal standard for analytical instrument data. We can put the data into that format and put it into your data lake. So that you get the benefits of that standardization. The second most common answer was lack of resources, which was chosen by 35% of the respondents. And when you think about lack of resources, there's a few ways to think about it. One is time, one is people, and of course one is financial or money. So how can Scitara help here? Well, first let's start with the time and the people aspect. One of the things that we're very proud of at Scitara is we have a very deep, experienced professional services team that can help you to plan and then execute a strategy to integrate lab data across the various systems in your organization, which leverages, of course, Scitara DLX, the first iPaaS for science. And they can come in and, as I said, do as much as you want. We can do everything, or we can do some of it and train you to take on more of it as well. So that's one important factor with regard to the lack of resources challenge. Of course, financially, to invest in our platform does take money. There's a subscription to the platform and then the cost for the professional services. But what our experience has been to date for all of our customers is that investment in our platform and in our professional services team will pay off within the first year of you deploying it within your organization. And the reason for that is that you're going to be saving time and money by, number one, eliminating manual transcriptions, which is something I've talked about in other videos, right? So doing manual transcriptions takes people's effort. It leads to additional time required. But also manual transcriptions inevitably will lead to errors, and those errors need to be investigated, and that takes time and that takes money. And then also from an ROI perspective, by eliminating manual transcriptions and doing all the data exchange automatically and doing it much faster, that's going to reduce your overall testing times. And so whatever the revenue model is of your company, you'll be able to get the testing done faster, so that if you're releasing a batch of a drug product, for example, or you're doing tests as part of a contract organization, that's going to allow you to achieve revenue much faster. And we have many examples from customers where we've demonstrated this ROI within the first year that we'd be happy to talk to you about. So in summary, as we've talked about in other videos, there are tremendous benefits to integrating lab data across the various systems within your laboratory. There are challenges, we recognize that, but Scitara can help, and we'd love to be able to talk to you how we can do that. So if you have any thoughts, questions, or reaction to this video, as always, please reach out to me. Once again, this is Jeff Mazzeo, CMO at Scitara. I really appreciate you taking the time to listen to this video, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. Thanks and have a great day.